go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It is Markets in the Morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Friday. Let's go. It's Friday, April 12th, 2024. This is Markets in the Morning, where we take a look at the price action of the cryptocurrency market, including the Bitcoin price chart, along with the altcoin market. We get ready for the United States stock market to open up here in the next 2 minutes. So we'll see how the stock market opens and how crypto reacts to that. Of course, we take a look over there at precious metals like gold and silver and DXY, US dollar currency index, which is 106.01 right now, the historical super danger level for the DXY. As we get there right now, of course, we'll take a look over there at financial news to kick off our last day of the trading week, at least for the US market. Crypto is 24/7, 7 days a week. And then we take a look over there at any type of crypto news going on out there that may seem relevant. I have not even gone through the crypto news yet, so we'll be going through it for the first time together. I think that's it. I think that's how I do this intro thing. For those who today, we are doing a members stream today. We'll do it 30 minutes after this Markets in the Morning does come to a conclusion. So we'll do that today. I saw somebody in the comments say we do like the video. Oh no, that was in a super chat from Reflected Digital. Thank you. I'll cover that. I'll cover the super chats later, but he says, yes, everyone likes the videos. We got 3 out this week. That's a big improvement from what we've been doing. Next week, we'll try to beat that. We'll try to do 4 next week. So we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, let's go ahead and dive on into the crypto market. You can see Bitcoin sitting there at 70,120. Stock market's about to open up right now. Of course, as we all know, the altcoin market hit its 702 Fibonacci retracement. We've been talking all about corrective structures in there. Seems down is the way to go for quite a while in here. At least if we followed some same trajectory, it'd be like a month. We're going to kill all the volatility and then torture people. Looking at Ethereum, nothing to say really different there. XRP, nothing to say different there. Dow Jones, that's the big one. Dow opens down 228 points, as we all know. It hit the 4.236 extension up in there, and then we've been getting all the crazy behavior happening here throughout broader markets. That historically has been like the warning signs, and it's just been really interesting to see Bitcoin holding that $70,000 price level when all these warning signs have been appearing. In particular, what is it? Gold, right? So gold, I believe it touched $2,400 today. Let's see if it touched 24. It did. It hit $2,400 today. That seems to have been the stopping point for it so far. Again, if you're like not wondering why these boxes are on here, I've done tons of discussions here on the YouTube channel when it comes to gold behavior, equity behavior, and Bitcoin behavior. And when we see these things break out, these are the types of things that have happened prior to like the C19 crash. These are things that happened prior to the great financial crisis. But these yellow boxes, this is when you see true expansions in Bitcoin, which has been the big perplexing of, everybody's using the old models of saying, hey, we're following just like past cycles, we're going to zoom. But one thing that I keep kind of pointing to has been that this is what has been the inverse behavior of gold versus the equity markets. And, this has been gold getting cracked and crumbled as equities go into a breakout at the exact same time as Bitcoin does, which, of course, if you guys watched the ridiculously long video that I put out this week, I showed that correlation between equities when it comes to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, when it comes to the Russell 2000, dismantling the four-year block, the block reward theory, dismantling four-year cycle theory, and showing all the inconsistencies between all of that, but really showing that consistency between broader markets moving. And one of those things that does happen is gold getting absolutely wrecked. So this, of course, has been just an absolute puzzler to say, hey, look, every time this has happened in the modern QE era, over the, even before QE era, during the great financial crisis, it was a big warning sign that happened, but markets just haven't wanted to say otherwise, right? We've been watching these bubbles get printed over there in tech. But yeah, so there you go. And somehow Bitcoin's still holding $70,000. So, and again, that weekly thing, just like when we started out this week, this is how we started Monday, talking about Bitcoin in that manner. Still okay. Still okay. But you've got all these warning signs out there in broader markets. So we'll be keeping our eyes on these going forward. But the DXY, boom, now at the historical danger level. We may be getting rid of our squiggly here pretty soon as we now are bouncing back at the historical level. If we get through there, we'll go revisiting all that stuff because for a lot of you may have forgotten on it. I'll have to go research back through my old data that I've done to show every time we're above that 106. Not just in modern times. This is when corrections are really setting in, and this is actually the level that did pop the United States stock market back in 2000. So the 2000 bubble pop was a clear crack and break above 106. For some reason, there's a magical behavior that tends to happen right there, and this is also the capitulation that we just had back in 2022 when the market capitulated. And then this was our deeper correction that we actually had in stocks just last year, back in September and October. So there you go. DXY 106. Teasing. Dear goodness. Okay, there you go. Stocks. Dow Jones down 213 points. NASDAQ down 166. S&P down 31. So they're all not getting completely obliterated, but you got the NASDAQ down about 1%, the S&P 2/3%, and the Dow down about 0.5%. RTY, the Russell 2000, is actually holding up better than most of them. But as we know, it had hit its retracement level, but it's actually only down 0.25% compared to the other indexes, which are down more. Leaders of the day are Netflix and Apple and Caterpillar, somehow staying in the green today. Losers are Coinbase, Ford, and Tesla. Nothing too huge happening in here. A lot of like the timing of the stuff happening this morning is what we'll see over there in the news, is where Jamie Dimon comes out and says, top estimates are better than expected, but credit losses and trade warns that inflation, wars, and Fed policy pose a major threat, right? So the market is waking up to the difficulty that the Fed is in. The Fed is we've used the term checkmated is what we've been referencing to it for the last couple of months. And that's just kind of the position that they're in. But weird time. I hope everybody can acknowledge what a strange time it is to get something like that happening for gold, to get something like that happening for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, yet somehow we're holding here for Bitcoin. So it'll be an interesting month ahead. Thoughts are still along the lines. We're just going to keep doing this. I saw somebody in the chat. Alts are bleeding. Alts are bleeding. Yeah, that's what this chart is. This is the altcoin market. So likely going to see the broader market do that. My suspicion is we'll probably see a couple of them that won't cooperate just like that. I saw Aero, AERO, Aero Finance breaking into new all-time highs yesterday. But the broader markets likely behaving like this. And if we do go along like this, it'll be just a couple of weeks kind of continuing to keep it going. So it's going to play with your emotions a lot. If you keep an emotional log, this will actually be a really good one because you may find that your emotions will kind of swing back and forth in here. A little bit of hope that, you know what, maybe we're just going to break out. Then a little bit of, oh no, maybe we're not. Maybe we are, maybe not. In the end, like if we end up getting capitulation happening in here, then watching how your own emotions change, and then watching how the narrative changes, watching how sentiment throughout the whole market flips. You'll watch all your favorite content creators who were telling you to buy the top will now be telling you to sell the bottom, and you'll just kind of have extreme observations that will happen out there. And you'll realize how much nonsense exists. But a good time to keep an emotional log. A good time to keep emotional log for sure. And also to track narratives, right? That's what we're going to really look for. It's going to be like, if we get just like a very clear crashing structure happen in here and we get a narrative to go along with it, well then what's going to override the narrative? The chart's going to override the narrative. And no matter how bad it is, I'll probably still buy it if the structure is very clear. The structure is very clear, and regardless of what the narrative is. Somebody had asked, well, what would make you change your mind on this? Like if it starts to break up, right? Like if we saw this actually just do something like that, and then if you actually saw others go through the breakout right in here, and if we also if there was some type of hype narrative that would actually drive retail as well, one of those things we've talked about, like a catalyst, right? There would have to be a catalyst associated with it. That's really the thing that would make me kind of say, okay, well, we broke up and we got a catalyst. Is like what we talked about earlier in this week. We're heading into earnings season. So we're going to see if there's going to be any of the same stuff that we had back here in this correction, right? So this is an ABC correction that happens in here. We'll put it on the daily time frame. Right. A, B, C correction that happens in there. And then we end up getting narrative. And what is narrative? Tesla adding Bitcoin to balance sheet. So we haven't had an earnings season yet after the Bitcoin ETFs have been released. So we're heading into earnings season right now. We're getting them today. We're going to be getting them a lot next week and the week after that. If something happens and there's a catalyst involved with it, okay. But otherwise, if we're just looking at this from a technical perspective and a correction perspective, and there's not going to be some catalyst interruption that ends up happening, this is common structure, and this is the thing that I'll be watching for. And I lean 90% more towards this. This is the thing. This is how my brain is sitting. My expectations are sitting. My expectations are it's going to be a couple of weeks of just blah. We're going to watch sentiment. Like I'd always talk about this ahead of time, but everybody forgets it when we get to it, that we are going to watch sentiment completely die. All that excitement, all that happiness, all of it will die. And then it'll turn into panic. And knowing that that is what happens in these types of moments. And then if there's a news narrative that comes too, because there tend to be. So just having to kind of like mentally prepare for that. That's what's coming. When we get to it, that's not what anybody remembers. You're going to see all the super chats. You're going to see all of them come in. Are we still okay? Are we still okay? Nobody pays attention to it here. Everybody's raging bull, no taking profit, panic, and just that's what we're gonna go through. But I think we're gonna be okay. But we just have time that we have to let elapse before we can end up getting there. I really doubt this thing is going to keep going down like this. I think it is just going to it's going to rebound, bring back some positive sentiment, and then we just keep it going longer and longer. I actually would welcome it to happen a lot faster at this point, because then we can just get it over with and move on with our lives. But I just don't think it will. I think it will draw out quite a bit longer. But we all know it. This is where we've been. And now we're correcting. And if it's ABC correcting, you can see A, B, where is C? Nowhere to be found yet. Nowhere to be found. So just waiting on it. As we got some volatility and some narrative starting to arrive over there in broader markets. DXY still teetering, just teetering, not getting through 106. Dear God, fall back. But we're at it right now. So there you go. By the way, yeah, I don't think I brought this one up. So we've got gold, of course, at $2,398. Absolutely insane. If silver were to close the spot price here, and right now it's at 29.31. This is the highest spot price we will have had in 11 years. All the way back over here, we haven't closed a spot price like this since February 26th, 2013. So there you have it. Be the highest silver spot price ever. Crazy. Okay. DXY still chilling. Still chilling. Are you showing any weakness? Yeah, you're showing some weakness on the 5. On the 15. Stochastic is pointed straight down. Weakness on here. We may catch it here. We may catch it that it shows a little weakness. You can see that bear divergence on the climbing price. So we have things to say. If we can watch that live, if we can watch these indicators actually do something for us live, we can see the stochastic falling off. The strength is just getting weaker and weaker and weaker as we are back at the danger level. It's saying, not yet. We're not ready just yet. So hopefully we'll catch it and we can see this thing get rejected live. That would be fantastic. But okay, there you go. Silver, if it 29.38 now, so going even higher. Gold now over 2,400, 2,401. Looking at stocks, Apple is the only one in the green. Google flat, United Health flat, everything else in the red. Coinbase the loser. Yields are down today, so yields are down a little bit. Indexes down 200, S&P down 30, Nasdaq down 170. Metals killing it. Platinum over $1,000 now. DXY, that's the big one as we're watching it today as it's battling 106 level. So there you go. VIX up 11% today. So volatility out there in the markets. How's copper? 2%. Okay. There you go. Bitcoin now back below $70,000. Watching this will be our thing that we continue to watch. I posted, as you guys know, made videos on this. We've talked about this in live streams, and I've even posted this over there on Twitter. So this will be the thing we're talking about. And I've tried to go through what the mental gymnastics are like about this. And now this is our third markets in the morning talking about the mental gymnastics that go on through these. And I've talked about it in a YouTube video. So there we go. I think that really covers it, right? So just kind of a waiting game here for the remainder of April is what my thoughts are. We'll build every narrative possible to go with it. We do this every year. Oh, it's tax selling season. Oh, it's the block reward having post having sell off. Okay. All right, there you go. You wanted spicy. Somebody said they wanted spicy. That's going to be all you get, hopefully. I doubt it. We haven't even done the news yet, so I doubt it. All right, there you go. We'll keep an eye on that DXY. Bitcoin now 69.7, and we're seeing the altcoins drift down as expected, and really how the next month is probably likely to go. All right, moving over there to news that's going on out there. Dow falls more than 200 points as inflation concerns persist. JP Morgan drops. JP Morgan Chase tops estimates on better than expected credit costs and trading revenue. Diamond warns that inflation, wars, and Fed policy pose major threats ahead. Dow futures drop 300 points as JP Morgan shares fall. Inflation worries linger. Cathie Wood takes a stake in OpenAI, saying it's the forefront of Cambrian explosion. It's so interesting. It's so hard, as a just as a market participant in general, and that's the hard thing that we all have to deal with. Is we have people like Cathie Wood who are telling us $3.8 million per Bitcoin. We have Brad Garlinghouse telling us $5 trillion market cap for crypto in 2024. But then, you have JP Morgan telling us, there's worries and warnings and concerns ahead, right? And having to dissect all that and weed through it and figure out who is right, who is wrong, it's very difficult, right? And so it's hard for me to look at these and take these on the surface too. Listen to Brad Garlinghouse say $5 trillion, Cathie Wood $3.5 million per Bitcoin, whatever, $3.8 million per Bitcoin, and it's hard for me to take J.P. Morgan, Jamie Dimon serious too. We all know it. His job is to wrong foot people, but right? Why would he? But also he writes, when they're doing earnings and stuff, they're writing letters to their own shareholders. So you have to wonder, were they really going to intentionally do it to their shareholders? I could see him going on TV. I could see him going in front of Congress, doing that stuff, spitting whatever messages he has. But when you're sending it to your own shareholders and kind of advising them on what to do with their financials, yeah. But that's why we try to kind of stick to data. I'm going to say, all right, look, this is historically an issue problem. This is historically not a good sign when you see this happening with gold. DXY, we don't want to get through 106. It's historically a bad thing. Those are just data points I can look at rather than talking heads. So that's kind of how I try to do my thing. But there you go. That's Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon, everybody. All right, moving over to crypto news. Fraud victims want China to recover $4.3 billion worth of Bitcoin seized by the UK police. Bitcoin price inches from new surge at 71K. Bitcoin Pi cycle top metric. Ghost-faced killer or what? Like Bitcoin price inches from new surge. It's just okay. Ghost-faced killer ordinals dropped today. Women and weapons, violent question mark NFT collector. Bitcoin's halving won't see a 600% return this year, so adjust to your strategy. Technical charts suggest a roaring alt season may be just ahead, says analysts. Bitcoin Cash. There you go. Bitcoin Cash sends Bitcoin traders a warning sign about the halving. Bitcoin Cash has seen a proxy for the upcoming halving of rewards on the Bitcoin blockchain. Hong Kong could approve spot Bitcoin Ether ETFs as early as Monday. Cool. All right. Moving over to the Fed. Market saying, hey, that's a lot of red over there in the stock market. Maybe, just maybe, the Fed will cut. Okay, it's got to refresh if their website can go any faster. Oh, no, now we're at 97. 97.7% probability of them being paused, but the market now thinks there's a 2.3% probability that they'll actually end up cutting come May 1st. Yeah, the market does not reasonably expect that there would actually be any type of cut until maybe September or even after the election in November. Again, I think the market's kind of waking up to the realization that whole Fed cut bullish thing that we thought we were going to get, that's never happened before, that they only cut when S is hitting the fan. Oh, yeah, that's probably what's going to end up happening. And they're not going to be cutting to pump your bags. They're going to be cutting to try to save your bags from the death and doom that they're going through. That's what they typically do. And that's in things like C19, and that's in things like the Great Financial Crisis. So those, are, of course, are our last hiking cycles that we have had. If it would like to load, that would be fantastic. Not today. There we go. Right, your two cutting cycles you have. And of course, your cutting cycle during the dot-com bubble pop. The bubble had popped. We started cutting. The Great Financial Crisis started. We started cutting. And C19, cutting to zero. All these things cut to zero. No bullish moonbag cuts. That was perpetuated for the last year. Okay. So that's what we got going on today. Again, if you missed the beginning of the stream, we talked about it. There will be a member stream today. So thank you all for being members, even the guys who get it for free. You got it for free because you're hanging out in the chat. And so somebody recognized you and hooked you up. So that's what's going on in markets today. A lot of red out there. Oh, we got the automatic market makers over there on XRP. I think we've crossed $1 million in there in the first day. Here we go. This is from XP Market. Here's your top 10 pairings. XRP, USDC, Sologenic XRP, XEPE XRP, XLM XRP, Zerpe XRP, USD XRP. So you got kind of like two different XRP pairs right there. Corium XRP, Casino Coin, Flare, and XOW. XOW. However it is, there you go. Crossed $1 million there in the first 24 hours. I just doing napkin math, right? 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe napkin math tells me that's $1 million. TVL over there in the first 24 hours. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep checking on that over there. So now there's more liquidity over there for the XRP pairings happening over there. Anybody building over there with your tokens and all that good stuff. So we'll keep our eyes on it. But all right, there you go. That's what's going on over there in the markets. I think it'll probably settle down here pretty soon, at least over here on this one. Let's take a look at DXY. DXY is still chilling right there. It's got the bear div there. We'll see if by the time we finish wrapping this up and going through the discussions, if we end up getting it. Otherwise, the member stream will be 30 minutes after this one comes to a conclusion. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in. If you could, please hit the like button. It's the number one way to support the channel every day. It's free, and it means the most to me for my channel. I appreciate it. Crypto Lelic, a member for 9 months, says, give me some spicy BCB today. I think I gave you a little bit. When is the new newsletter? The newsletters are released on the 15th of the month and on the last day of the month, every month. Respect for all you do. My highlight of the day, every day. Pet the BC Barker from me. Oh, man, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. That dude's almost 4 years old. For anybody who has been around for all this time, he is almost 4 years old. Marco the Maniac gifted a BCB membership. Thank you very much. Reflected Digital. Thank you very much. He says, hey, BCB, I've been following since October of 2020. I'm now standing on my own feet. Thank you. Your course and newsletter are a great reference to compare my data versus yours. Thank you for answering my question yesterday. Everyone likes the bids. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm really excited about the newsletter because there's adjustments being made that should make it a lot better. I'm excited about it. I haven't said anything. Jaxer 4 gifted 1 BCB membership. Thank you very much, Jaxer. Brian McSweeney is a new member. Welcome. Mod Barber. Hey, BCB, is it only me that feels like crap regarding the XRP price and we are waiting for more downside to come everywhere? What will the lowest price will reach? Sir, you are with everybody in the XRP community. You're probably with everybody in every community right now. I don't know if you're on Twitter. If you go on Twitter, you might be in very similar company. Yeah. So, what I'm really going to cross my fingers for is that we actually end up getting a little bit of a range break to happen in here before that can happen with the market. And we don't have to see more, but that we can get something like that and have like a kind of a clear structure happening in here when the market does do something like this. So yeah, no, nobody, you are not, if you really think you're the only one, no. Random Rough, but thank you very much. Random Rough, new member, welcome. Pi, gifted 10. Jeez, man. Pi, thank you very much. Boy, am I really this far behind? Okay. Ben, yo, BCB, I've been looking at other small cap indices around the world, and it looks like not only the RTY is struggling, Germany, France, UK, and Japan's are lagging behind too. Yeah. Okay. So it's not just the US. That's very interesting, right? There's like a consolidation thing that's happening in the markets. Right? I mean, I don't remember who it was who said it on the live stream. We pulled up stock charts, right? We pulled up the definition of wave 5, and wave 5, the definition in it is a lack of breadth, which is, of course, unquestionably what we're seeing happen in the market here is a complete lack of breadth. Let me take the Fed funds rate off. This is the funny thing too. If you have anybody on Twitter who's like, my portfolio is killing it in the stock market, then you must only own extreme risk tech stocks, because that's not what this is what a 401k looks like. This purple thing. You have a 401k? That's your 401k. You don't look like the Dow. You don't look like the S&P. You don't look like the NASDAQ. Your 401k, and I'm not talking about like the actual value, right? If you've still continued contributing over the last 2 years, it probably looks like this for the total amount. But the price of the Hartford Retirement Plan 2055, whatever, the price of it looks like the Russell. It does not look like the Dow. It does not look like the NASDAQ. And that's because there has been an extreme lack of breadth and expansion in this market, which of course I've made YouTube videos. I've given like I showed you guys in the video, I gave the presentation in front of hundreds of people. I showed that to people and been like, this is not normal. This is not what happens in typical Bitcoin expansions or equity expansions, is this lack of breadth that's happening in the market. And if you are, I mean, I think like if you're under 40 years old, you haven't had this happen. This hasn't happened to anybody under 40, maybe even longer, to where this exact scenario is happening. The things that are just very similar in them are things like gold doing this with the Fed, right? These are the exact same style things that happened here and here. But to have something where there's this lack of breadth that has happened in the market at the same time, that hasn't happened in our lifetimes. And I haven't even gone back further. I can just look through all this and know that hasn't happened in any of this, except for right here, there was a lack of breadth, but you can obviously see what happened there. So we've talked about that a lot. That was right before C19. We had the big flasher right before C19 when there was a lack of breadth in the market. Otherwise, we're going to be a bull for the next decade. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. But it's very interesting that you pointed out that it's this exact phenomenon that we're seeing happen here in the United States market. This lack of breadth happening in here is not just the United States. This is happening in Japan. This is happening in the UK. It's interesting. I need to corroborate that data. I can't pass that off as fact without knowing that. But I know somebody who can corroborate that for me. So yeah, I'd be curious to see how far they are lagging behind too. Like if they're doing just as poorly, if 90% of the markets over there are doing as poorly. But see, the thing what's interesting about the United States is the most liquid and biggest market in the world. So like all of those are like, okay, interesting. This is the big boy of them all, the U.S. Everybody wants to partake in the United States capital markets. But interesting. Thanks, Ben. Sir Lurker says, why change your view from Bitcoin retracing plus alt mooning to correcting at all-time high before continuation? Evaluation or new data? Why weren't new metrics accounted before? Let's see. Why change your view from Bitcoin retracing plus alt mooning to correcting at all-time high before continuation? Invalid or new data? Well, we got through all the retraces for Bitcoin without the altcoins mooning, right? I mean, that's pretty clear. So now we're at a phase of whether or not Bitcoin expands or does full-blown distribution from just a higher place. Same concept at retracements, but at a higher place. We went through them. I mean, it is what it is. Gino D'Amelio, HBAR and ADI charts look identical. They're trading at the lows and retesting prior breakout points. It seems like a decent entry. Thoughts? Well, I mean, if you're going to take it, have your invalidations, right? Have your stops. Right. Like for me, if I was going to be buying stuff, because like I know what you're saying. Like you're looking at stuff like this, and you're kind of like, all right, well, it's probably done a pretty decent sized retracement in here, right? Look at that. You're back at a 702 retracement of this entire run. Pretty decent if this is like sign of strength phase to then go really fire up really high from here. Okay. But with this kind of looming in the background, be the hard thing for me. That it's not going to participate with that. I would, maybe it's more like this. Right. Right. Into there or some kind of bounce. And then, right. It's just hard to think to really try to think anything is going to act independently on its own if this is the thing that's kind of going on. So for me, it's not. If I'm going to make entries, there's two things I'm looking for if I'm going to make any entries into this market at this time with all the cash that I pulled out in here. One, catalyst with clear break. Right, I'm much more willing to buy higher with more assurance of the market. Or two, clear, completed correcting structure. Give me completely clear. Anything in the middle It's really like, again, anything in markets, anything on entries, anything on exits, we're all guessing. Everything is a guess, but we try to like improve our odds based on historical data. Um, right now, I don't have any historical data for me to like say this is a good time for me to take a stab at it. I would have to get some type of catalyst and to break here, which would then break the 702 retracement, which could break through resistances. And I'm willing to pay a higher price to do that. Or I see a completion. And if I get a completion, then I can take a stab. Anything in the middle here, I just uncomfortable to do anything, to take any buy entries here. ARM day. When total 3 begins to go down, like you mentioned, how much of a hit do you think Ethereum will take? And is Ethereum something you will deploy more cash in? Yes, I will buy Ethereum. I'm not really sure on Ethereum. You know, you'd think a sea leg. I'm uncertain if Ethereum isn't going to try going a little higher in here first. It could not. The first, you know, in a ABC, many times what we'll end up seeing is we'll see legs of equivalent size. So we could see it move down to here. We see it get down to 28. And if we were down to 28 at the same time as we've already completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that'll be the price that I pay. But really for this move in particular, it'll be a lot about what the broader market is doing at the time. And the reason I state that is there's so much leverage, there's so much degeneracy in this market that people are leverage longing tops, leverage longing everything. There's so many people who are just going to lose 100% of their money. They're going to get 100% wiped out. They're going to lose everything. It's going to be game over because they're going to get liquidated. Then you know that behavior is going on because of meme coins and that everybody's partaking like that. So anybody who's learned how to degen trade with leverage, I mean, you could pretty much turn any altcoin into a meme coin with leverage trading, right? And so there's so much of that going on. Those people will get completely wiped out. And I don't know what a 1 wick candle will look like in the event of a leverage wipe. And that's just due to our market right now with how much leverage is being played with. So many people who have no business playing with leverage. They're just degenerate gamblers, not risk managers. They're just degenerate gamblers. How much of that they'll get wiped out. We will see people lose everything. And that's why we never talk about using leverage on this channel, because 99% of people, all those affiliate links that you go click, all those affiliate links for leverage trading, those people make so much money. The affiliate link people, they make a tremendous amount of money on it when you get liquidated. There's a reason why those exchanges pay them so much for the affiliate links. So we don't talk about leverage trading because I know the end result every time. And the end result, it's one thing, you can recover from a 50% crash. You still have stuff. You could recover from an instant 70% crash. This is C19, okay? This is the altcoin market goes down to $37 billion. I'm making YouTube videos at this time. You can recover from that. You can recover from that. You can't recover from zero. And so that's why we don't talk about it. We don't talk about leverage. Most people are incapable. Tanner's like, okay, so leverage shorts? So anyway. Okay, I'm just reiterating that. You play with leverage, you are a ticking time bomb from losing everything. I'm just saying that. Okay, moving on. So anyway, a reasonable level is here. We'll see what a liquidation, if there's a liquidation that comes out of it. Reasonable, in the event that we get something like that. But we'll just watch it as it comes. We'll see how the structure ends up coming right now and see if that's where we end. Really not in a stress, but that's a pretty reasonable level right there. You can see it was a resistance and a support as well. So not only are they waves of equal length, you can see the clear resistance and then the supportive levels that also took place there too. So otherwise, some surprise, I'll buy it up here. I will, man. Ethereum, if I do understand, there's you have to be able to separate like what your thoughts are on founders of Ethereum, Joseph or whatever, and Bill Hinman and stuff like that, and then separate what is happening with Ethereum in this space. This entire space is built on Ethereum. Screaming that Ethereum is going to get sued or something like that, it's not going to change anything that's happening with Ethereum. This place is built on Ethereum. So I hope people can think about that for a minute and research that to understand that, to separate the two. And I think people know who I'm talking to when I say that. This is a game of making money. It's not a game of playing games. You know what I mean? ARM day. BCB, do you think Ethereum can reach all-time high or break through it if total... let's check this too. Is it anything like daily-wise? Is there any moving averages or anything coming in at those levels? No, they're really far down. So those are way down there. Holy cow. I really doubt that. I really doubt we go that low. Let's see about daily. You don't really have any moving average supports coming in there. Anyway, waves of equal length get you the 50% retracement. So you have confluence of waves of equal lengths with also being at the midway point where there clearly was a support and resistance. So that would be the area of interest for me, about 28.76. Okay, moving along. ARM day, BCB, do you think Ethereum can reach all-time higher breakthrough if total 3 follows as planned, or is Ethereum done its run and money will flow into other... no, I think this market is entirely dependent on Ethereum. There's no way, in my mind, we see the altcoin market move up and Ethereum not be the major player of it, because this entire crypto market is built on Ethereum. And I get it. That's a broad thing to say. No, it's not. You got Solana, it's built on its own thing. I get it. 90% of this market is built on Ethereum. So, nah. Ethereum, like the Ethereum killer, like if anybody is marketing themselves as the Ethereum killer and stuff like that, no. It's too late. It's too late. It's already swallowed everything. So if this market's able to get through, right? I mean, if this market is able to get through... Why is my... There we go. If it's able to get through here, Ethereum all-time highs. Yeah. Right now we've slammed the 702 retracement. Everybody was trading meme coins and going YOLO and, content creators posturing and doing all their things. And now they don't know what to do. Now they're all confused. And we've hit the retracements. We're correcting. Now we just need to figure out if we can recover from here. All right. BC, so all-time high. I'm very optimistic on Ethereum. Very optimistic on Ethereum. CB, member for 10 months. Thanks, backer. Dad joke for you. Why was 6 so terrified of being close to the number 7? I already know that. I already know it. That's because everybody told him that's 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Thanks, CB. Caesar Miranda, question. Are you holding silver for a really long time? $30 is kind of crazy. No? Question mark. Oh, yeah. No. I've always talked about it. Like, holding silver and holding gold, these are not short-term things for me. These are the major hedges of my portfolio, and I've talked about this for years, and I've talked about this for last year a lot in particular too, that I've had major gold and silver positions. No, I'm not selling. Not selling. I don't care how high this goes. I'm not selling. I think if there is such thing as a currency collapse, it's not Bitcoin, it's gold. So this is my hedge. And, you know, in the event of the stock market crashing and crumbling and some great depression happening over there in the stock market, gold, silver, right? Cash, treasuries, right? So I've talked about that a lot over the last, you know, several months, just the hedging. Like somebody's commented here in Markets in the Morning earlier this week, like being like, I think gold is a fake. I'm like, well, that's a really strong breakout for a fake out. And they're like, well, I'm betting that it is because I'm all in crypto. And I just, the way we've talked for the last year on this channel and the way we've done that, how anybody, like, I don't know how to be all in crypto in this environment of hitting the 4.236 extension gold with where it's at. You have the Fed funds rates at these levels where you don't historically have positive situations. Like, I don't know how to be all in, in crypto. There has to be hedging that happens in here. And even other hedges, which obviously didn't even pan out, but like, you know, opening up puts on stocks too, to hedge, like just being fully all in crypto. And I got a lot of freaking crypto, but there's got to be a hedge here. And this has been it. And no, not selling. Silver, get to $100, not selling. Not selling. That's it. Not selling. So, yeah, $30 is, it's not that crazy. I mean, what? I mean, it's been much higher than that. Silver's been way higher than that in the past. Right? I mean, that's just a little over a decade ago. Getting as high as 48, I think. 49, 50. So $30 isn't that crazy. Go to moon. I really don't want it to go to the moon. And I don't know if you guys know that. For those who don't know, I have not talked about wanting this to happen. Even when I come on here and I talk about gold and stuff, and we've been battling them here, I'm like, I would prefer to see my gold bags get wrecked. Because if my gold bags get wrecked, then we can lay down a lot of the wall of worry happening over there in the United States stock market, right? And we can lay that in that correlated relationship between the stock market and the crypto market. And so this isn't something I cheer for. And I've kind of communicated that we want to see gold get wrecked. We want to see silver get wrecked. And these are the opposite things of what we should be seeing for positive things for the stock market. It's been an absolute fascinating thing to develop, to watch how Bitcoin has held up during all of this and how crypto has held up during all this. And that somehow, some way, there's the appearance of like just a corrective continuation structure happening for crypto while we're back at these things. I mean, it's just fascinating. The signals that are coming from the stock market, the signals that are now coming from the dollar at 106, right? The signals that are coming from gold, silver, these are the Fed funds rates. These are all negative things. Yet Bitcoin somehow it's at 70,000. Yet somehow we're creating a corrective structure happening in here while we're at the 702, right? So it is a weird time. It is weird. Very weird. But no, silver $30, absolutely not selling. All right. And mind you, I held silver down to $18, right? I held it down to 18, right? Buying. I'm not buying anymore. I'm done. It's sad. I am not buying anymore. I will say that. Look, I mean, it's at the highest prices I will have ever paid. That's it. I'm done. How many years of stacking was that? It was a good 7 to 8 years of stacking. I'm done. Unless if we pull back again. If we pull back to 21 or 24 or something, no, I'll stack again after that. Otherwise, I'm done. Arm Day member, new, welcome. Hot Tub Brian. Dude, I am behind. I'm going to have to get moving a little faster because we are going to be doing a member stream 30 minutes after this one ends. HTP gifted 5 memberships. Brother, thank you very much, man. It's good to see you again. I know you showed back up this week. Thanks, man. Luke, Everybody, hit the like button. Thanks for everything you do, BCB. You make my long work days better. Thank you very much. Yeah, I used to play a lot of disc golf back in the day, and one of the things I'd always do is pop in my earbuds. I guess this was probably before we had AirPods or whatever, the strings on them and everything, playing disc golf. And I'd always listen to the repeats of my favorite podcasts back then. So I ever wonder if I'm like part of somebody's disc golf day. All right, pushing Sarker. Member for 1 month. Thank you for the kind soul for gifting me a membership. God bless you and your family. Oh, there you go. You got hooked up. Pitbull. Hi. Days ago, I asked you about your view on Bitcoin dominance, and it's about breaking out. Now, Bitcoin dominance broke out of an 8-year downward sloping resistance on the non-log scale. I guess that could trash alts hard. First of all, you have to say this. Ask yourself this, right? So I'm not going to go through all the Bitcoin dominance stuff. Why is the dominance of others up almost 2x? Do you understand how Bitcoin dominance works, right? So Ethereum plays a major thing in there. So you got Bitcoin sitting sideways. If Ethereum goes down, it's going to impact it drastically. Are altcoins getting hammered? Are altcoins reality is, are altcoins probably going to take a hit here? Yeah, they're probably going to take a hit here if this continues to go on like this. But I don't know what point you're trying to prove, Pitbull. I don't get it. For next time you want to do it, I need you to address this. I need you to address this because we've gone through this many times before with the dominances, with the safety trades, with all that stuff in there. And we do it a million times. And we've like dissected Bitcoin.d a million times when you have Ethereum, when you have stable coins, and all that stuff in there. Why is this not breaking down? Like, shouldn't this be here, right? I mean, right? If Bitcoin dominance is breaking into all-time highs, shouldn't that technically be way down there? Why isn't it? And that's a misconception of what's happening. Are altcoins taking a pounding right now? Faux show. Faux show. But is it as bad as being portrayed? No. So you answer this. You need to figure out how to answer that one for yourself first. All right. And then recognizing the impact of Ethereum and the impact of stablecoins on Bitcoin D. All right, come and see Jesus. Have you seen the Automaker Maker Brad XRP meme? Do you know how liquidity pairs your suit? So the Brad token is created by people who historically continue to create new tokens over and over again. If you don't know that group of people who are doing that, be very, very cautious. Very, very cautious. It's the same people who created XRP 589, whatever it is, Moonboy 589, the same ones who created like 4 other tokens. It's the exact same people. So be very, very, very careful. Very careful with that. Nurse Who, new member, Jason Fish. So Nurse Who, welcome, Jason Fish, member for 3 months. Where would the market have to be to run home and plug your ledger in and start moving crypto to prepare to sell? What? I was doing that for the last month. I was doing that for the last month. I think if we got the altcoin market into new all-time highs, I'd probably start doing some again. But that time, sir, to get some off the table, some winners off the table, and some cash was right there. And if Brad Garlinghouse was right, then just wait for 5 trillion. But yeah, no, like, and that's what's going to happen now. Like, so remember a month ago, everybody's like, oh, blockchain banker, price going up, we're going to go to the moon. Next is what's going to happen is all the, like, you have to understand content creation out there. And this is why it's very difficult for me to gain a following if you don't know that at this point. I sound like a jerk. I sound like a jackass. But it's not. It's because when sentiment is in the extreme greed, right? And I'm showing you guys this. I'm showing the extreme greed. We talk about it for forever. We get back here. The extreme greed is going to arrive. The extreme risk taking is going to happen in here. People do it. They say, nope, this time is different. It doesn't matter if you talk about it forever. That extreme risk taking is going to start happening right here when we get back to this. It doesn't matter. We're living in the moment. We're in the moment. None of that matters, BCB. You've lost it. You don't have the ability anymore. Then all the content creation is tailored towards feeding the extreme greed beast. Okay? When things turn red, then all those same content creators who gave you the extreme greed beast content here will give you the extreme fear beast content here because the sentiment of the market will change. So they've got to feed that content. Okay? Be prepared for it. You're going to get the crap scared out of you at the bottom, and you're going to have all your favorite content creators telling you it's over. After price has fallen, after feeding the extreme greed beast at the top. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm sick. I'm tired. I'm tired of some of the trash that goes on in this space when it comes to the crap that I've had to take for the last couple of months with some of these content creators using my name. I got all of you written down. I'm ready for it. Did you want spice? I'm gonna take a sip of water. Okay. Jason, thank you. G. Dave, new member, welcome. Pitbull, I see 60% Bitcoin dominance next. There's never alt season in a risk-off environment. Maybe the moonshot. Alts always. Okay, look. Okay, man. All right, Pitbull. Good luck, buddy. Dr. Ty, in the scenario of U.S. currency collapse, wouldn't lead worth more than gold and silver? Lead? In the scenario of U.S. currency collapse, wouldn't lead worth more than gold and silver? Question mark. Happy Friday. Let's hope the future isn't loom and doom. Thank you, Dr. Ty. I don't know what lead worth more than gold and silver means. BT7274 super chat. Thank you very much. Denise Magger, new member. Denise Magger, new member. That sounded weird coming out of my mouth. All right, Ethan Davis. I like the less edited videos. Sometimes it's hard to efficiently digest the info you give with the edited videos. Better speed. Well, okay. Every single video has been edited except for that one, but I appreciate it. We'll try it out. We'll try it out. Give you guys the breaths. Take some of the workload off of me and see how things respond. And I can watch things in the back end too, see viewership retention and whether people stick around or not. You guys can give your words all you want, but you clicking to move on to a new video tells the truth. So we'll give it a shot and see what the numbers say. Andy Philpott gifted 5 BCB memberships. Brother, thank you very much, my man. Andy, always here, always gifting memberships. And Crypto Hammer 26. Spicy Friday, let's go. We have different views, but I still enjoy your content. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Crypto Hammer. All right. Merch says, he who rolls the spice rules them all. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of content creators who try to make a name for themselves by trying to smear me. Dinguses. All right. Mintman says, now that's what I would call spicy. Let's go. All right. Oh, lead. I get what you're saying. Okay. Wouldn't lead be worth more than gold and silver? Okay, I get what you're saying. Yes, that is in a barter situation or an S hit the fan situation. That is typically the situation, but we're not in that. We're just more of metal mooning. We're not in, like during C19, lead sure did have a premium on it, didn't it? Yeah. A BT 7272 is firing up the grill today. Oh, that's a good call, man. That's a good call. Okay, cool. We're wrapping it up. We're at 59 minutes. That's the deal for today. We'll have members stream here in 30 minutes, of course, throughout the weekend, guys. Check out bcbacker.com. Watch some videos. Have a great time. It'll be a whole lot less spicier on here. And that's the thing about videos too, with editing. Dude, I could start recording and then just decide to like let it all out, like go on big tangent and like drop F-bombs and like say all the bad words and then just like cut that 1 minute out, delete, and the world never ever knows. All right, there we go. Check out bcbacker.com. Support the channel. Watch more videos from me right over here. Also, check out the newsletter. I put tons of work into these. There'll be a new one released over there on Monday, right? We got Monday coming up. New one on Monday. Catch up on all the ones that are out there. Lots of talk about gold and equity markets, and that's been going on for years. So if you think that I'm crazy on being like, hey, this is weird, I've been talking about this for a long time leading up to it, and it is weird, and you'll get it if you check out these newsletters. They're audio recorded too. So again, if you like playing disc golf and you're just going to be walking around, dude, just hit the play button. Ching, hit those baskets, do your thing, and listen to the silky smooth voice of BC Backer in a non-spicy way. Like, over the last 3 newsletters, I've compiled data on the altcoin market covering developer activity. Or should I be like, over the last 3 newsletters, I've compiled data on the altcoin market covering developer activity. All right, we're done. I think we're just goofing off on a Friday at this point. Okay. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Check out the newsletter, blockchainbacker.substack.com. There's a link in the description of this live stream and in all of my videos. Support the channel, watch content from me, listen to content from me, read content from me. I love you all. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you could, please like the live stream. Give me a thumbs up. Oh boy, there's my wife. She probably just hears me screaming in here and she just typed in the chat, what is happening? Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like the live stream, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor, but if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember the blockchain backers got your back. Members, I'll catch you in 30 minutes. Everybody else, have a good one.